Does your job make you feel like you're nothing but a drone?
It did. That's why I decided I wanted to do YouTube. I got really tired of making other people really, really rich.
Well, this game is called OfficeBot, and if you haven't guessed it, you might be the only human in a room completely filled with robots.
Or are you perhaps a robot as well?
I don't know. But maybe this is commentary on, who the people you work with are, how you see them, that kind of thing. But I think a couple times they specifically point out the fact that you are human.
Interesting. So you're the only human.
Yes.
What kind of game is this?
I don't really know what to call it. It's an experience. Not necessarily a game, it's an experience where there is an intended moral that you learn at the end of it.
So there's a story.
There is a story based off of these bots that work inside of the office. Hey guys, I'm CryptoSpook.
And this is Moriarty.
So basically, I'm going to stop saying so basically, because I'm not a basic bitch. So you start out the game replacing a robot that exploded and was taken away by the robot medic. And you're taking over his position, and you talk to all these different robots, and everybody in here is just sad and upset. Everybody's mad at everybody else. And your job is to figure out why everybody's upset and what they want, and go on little quests to make them happy.
In a bold reversal, you are taking the robots' jobs.
Yes and no, because I think one of the bots actually points out that, hey, the humans don't like us because they say we took all their jobs. And then the robots aren't happy with the jobs either, so who knows?
That's kind of funny. I've never considered whether or not the robots would enjoy taking our jobs.
Well, they took them. They took our jarbs anyway, even if they don't enjoy them.
They just gotta pay for their little printers at home.
I did notice one main glaring issue in this game. Well, there's actually two. Two glaring issues that I had. One was hit detection, picking up objects, carrying objects, things like that. I had a terrible time with that. Like, I would pick something up and it would touch any other object and it would fall out of my hand, or, it just needs a little bit more work. And the other was the targeting system, which is the ever-present reticle in your field of view. It's bugged. It doesn't work right. Anytime one of the roving bots, of which there are several, gets too close to you, they have, I'd say, probably about a 50% chance of taking over the conversation you were in the middle of, and you'll start talking to them without ever looking at them.
That could be annoying, certainly.
It was annoying, because then you have to talk to that bot again and figure out what the heck he was talking about, because you have to start over. And sometimes you don't notice it, so you're like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
But this is primarily an experience, a kind of escape the roomy sort of game?
It is, at its essence, an escape the room game, yes. Interesting that you pointed that out. I didn't really think about it, but yeah, there's a big exit sign over there that you're supposed to go through.
And you do that by talking to people. So, as opposed to being an escape the room where you're hunting around for random items to put together, in this you're hunting around for conversations to put together.
That is correct.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and so as you learn more about the different people, you learn about their wants and their needs, and it kind of humanizes the robots, which to me is just odd.
It's odd that they are humanized robots?
Yeah, you're humanized. You're making them into not just metal and gears. They have feelings and wants and needs. Our eventual overlords should not be humanized.
No. We must be ready to fight them.
That is correct.
Did you have fun?
I thought it was a pretty interesting experience. I didn't think it was the worst VR game that I've played yet.
It's not exactly a glowing recommendation.
Well, unfortunately, it's a very short experience at 30 minutes. But I did enjoy the dialogue and interaction that I had with people, and I felt like I actually started to get to know these robots. Even though there was no voice, the music in the game is kind of interesting, and the quests they give you are like, find this little puzzle for me. Mm-hmm. So I thought that, it could be better. There's definitely some things that could be done better, but this game was put together by one person.
Yes, that is absolutely true. This is a one-man game, which we're starting to see some of in VR because, somebody decides that they just want to make a game and they go ahead and they do that. But it's still, this is an impressive put together for one guy. And it also explains why there's no voice acting.
Yes, definitely.
So this game is $17, which means that it is essentially, if you spend the 30 minutes that it takes to get through the game, a $34 an hour experience. For anybody who watches, you know that immediately upon saying that, I work out how valuable a game is based off of how much value I get per hour. So if I get fun and enjoyment and it only costs me 50 cents an hour, I'm much happier with that than I am with a game that costs me $34 an hour, which I think is a little bit high, especially for an indie game and for an indie experience only kind of game.
At $17 an hour, I'm sorry, I can't wrap my head around it. And I want to. I like this game. It's quirky, it's plucky, it's interesting, but there is just not enough there, and there's too many problems in it for me to forgive that price for the gameplay I'm getting out of it.
Even if there were no bugs in it, and you had hit detection that was great, and you had the targeting reticle fixed, is that kind of price worth the experience you're getting?
No, I don't think it is. There's a couple things that need to be fixed in this game. For one, get rid of the ever-present targeting reticle. Make it so that the interaction is controlled by me walking up to a bot and clicking on them in some way, shape, or form. I don't want to use my face as a mouse because my face has never been a mouse. My face is not an input method. I don't appreciate my face being used as an input method either. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel about it, and I will never change that feeling. I mean, I get it, it's interesting, it's supposed to be immersive because, you look at somebody to talk to them. That's the way the human body naturally cues, hey, I want to talk to you, is by staring at somebody.
I don't know, I don't stare at people, just silently stare at them.
The big reticle really blows the immersion if that's the reason that you included that. Secondly, the grip button and grip to hold, that's a no-go on the Vive. People hate it. Everybody hates the grip buttons. They were designed for baseball bats only.
Yeah, grip to grip is a sin at this point.
Definitely not for me.
The sad thing is that this is an interesting looking game. It's obviously a labor of love. The developer is very, very passionate, and he wants people to play this game. He wants people to support his dreams as well. He has a story that he wants to tell, and it seems to be a very interesting story.
The story's well told. The art style's beautiful. The music is great. I really like the fact that he used art that looks good in VR and runs well in VR.
All of these are great things about this game. However, the price is something that I think is a little bit hard to get over, because now you're saying that you want me to pay 60 cents a minute.
That's a bit excessive.
That feels more than a bit excessive. That feels like quite a lot. Even Ubisoft and EA don't try to get over with that. That is just, I think, a little or a lot too pricey. The game itself is great. It's interesting, it's quirky, it's fun, it has a few little bugs, it's a labor of love, it's got all these great things. That price, man, that's really hard for me. That being said, this is one of the few times I think that a caveat is necessary in one of our critiques here, and that is that this is clearly a game that's designed to be a niche game. It's not designed to appeal to everybody. It's not expected to be the next multi-million-dollar selling game. So, if you look at this and you go, oh, you know what, this looks like a lot of fun, I would really enjoy immersing myself in this experience, I'd really enjoy learning the stories and the world that these robots live in, and I sure do like the idea of taking their gerbs. If that's for you, then perhaps the price isn't that important. And again, if that's true, then the game is good. Really, it seems that the only problem we have is the price. And I have to say that price is a big point. Therefore, I don't feel bad saying I can't recommend it at that price.
I am in the same boat as you.
So there you go, guys. That is OfficeBots Reality Bytes. If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. But if you did like it, why don't you watch another video up there in the corner? And as always,
We'll see you on the next one.